we will be discussing how dogs communicate with each other and people so that we can better understand how to interact with them. Since we as humans don't speak their language, it is important for us to get to know how they communicate so that we can live harmoniously. One common mistake is misunderstanding what our dogs are trying to tell us. An example of this may be mistaking a play behavior for aggression or a yawn as a sign of fatigue when the dog is actually exhibiting signs of stress. By taking note of these subtle cues, we can learn a lot about how a dog is feeling and can even help avoid dangerous situations. A helpful way to think about a dog's state of mind is to consider whether the dog is over or under threshold. Threshold is a term trainers use to talk about a dog's line between stressed and not stressed. A dog who is under threshold is calm, or if excited, comfortable and responding appropriately to his surroundings. A dog who is at or over threshold is overstimulated or has reached or exceeded his comfort level and is showing stress signals or reactivity. By learning more about how dogs communicate and learning what typical canine body language looks like when our dogs are under or over threshold, we can recognize our dog's warning signs early, advocate for our dog's needs, and build a safe and more understanding relationship with them. We are first going to review the ways in which dogs communicate using their body language. Following this, we will explore some scenarios to demonstrate how dogs may interact with other dogs and people when they are under and over threshold. Dogs communicate with nonverbal body language using their eyes, mouth, ears, tail, and fur. When assessing a dog's body language, it is important to look at each one of these focal points to have a complete picture of how the dog might be feeling and so that behavior is not misinterpreted. When a dog is under threshold, he will have a soft, relaxed gaze, but when he is stressed, his pupils may dilate. He may also display what is commonly called whale eye, which is characterized by the appearance of the whites of the dog's eyes. When a dog is relaxed, she may either keep her mouth closed or may pant without any visual tension. When a dog is over threshold, she may excessively pant, lick her lips, yawn, or show her teeth. If a person or other dog does not react to one of these warning signs, she may also display a low growl as a vocal cue. Sometimes body language can be more challenging to decipher when looking at a dog's ears since they are all unique in shape. While some dogs have floppy ears, others have cropped or erect ears. When observing a dog's ears, look at the base of the ears to determine the direction that they are facing. Generally, a dog who is relaxed will place his ears gently on either side of his head, while a dog who is excited or overly aroused will hold them erect and pointing towards his focal point, whether that be another dog or even a squirrel. Dogs also have a variety of differently shaped tails, and it may be more difficult to determine a dog's body language when he or she has a docked tail. When a dog is relaxed, her tail may wag gently at the level of her spine. When excited or overly aroused, her tail will likely wag more quickly and will even rise higher or even curl. On the other hand, a dog who is scared or uncomfortable may tuck her tail under her back legs, stiffen it, or provide short warning tail flicks as if to say, "Stay away." Remember that even if a dog's tail is wagging, it is important to look at the entire dog to determine what they are trying to tell you. When a dog is over threshold, the fur lining the dog's spine may stand up on end, a signal commonly referred to as raised hackles. This reaction may either indicate excitement or stress. Dogs may also shed more when they're stressed. Now that we have reviewed the individual body parts through which dogs communicate, we are going to explore some real-life scenarios that you may encounter when a dog is interacting with people or other dogs. Scenario 1. Play with other dogs or people. Under threshold. If you are confused as to whether dog play is appropriate, determine whether the dog's bodies are loose and wiggly, whether they are trading roles with each other, and whether they are taking breaks. These are all signs that a dog is comfortable with their play partner, along with the following behaviors. A play bow or stretching. Dogs play bow to instigate play with one another. A playful bark. Vocalization is another primary way in which dogs communicate, and they may bark at one another if they want to play. Soft play growl and teeth-on-teeth play. Growls are not always an indicator of stress. Sometimes dogs will vocalize in this way when they are playing, but it is important to ensure that play doesn't escalate into over-arousal. They may also open their mouths for teeth-on-teeth play. Panting. While panting can be a sign of stress, remember that play is also exhausting and a dog may just be tired. Of course, it is important to differentiate between a tired dog panting and a stressed dog panting. Hard nose pokes. Another way that dogs instigate play is by poking each other in the sides with their noses. You will usually see a few of the cues that we just reviewed in conjunction with one another as play begins. Over thresholds. If a dog feels overwhelmed by another dog who is trying to instigate play, or maybe the other dog's play style isn't a match, a dog may become stressed and display some of the following body language cues. Tail tucked. A nervous dog will tuck his tail between his hind legs. Hiding. In conjunction with tucking his tail, a scared dog will often try to hide and may try to fit himself into a smaller space, like under furniture or a park bench at the dog park. Stiff ears, tail, and body. When a dog is stressed, his body language will change from loose and wiggly to stiff or rigid. It is important to keep an eye on the progression of the dog's body language as it can change during an interaction. Hard bark. While barking may incite play, a dog who feels threatened may vocalize in a more defensive way, and this can be determined by the tone and by looking at the rest of the dog's body. Hackles raised. Remember that raised hackles may mean that a dog is just excited, but it can also mean that he is stressed. Scenario 2. Approaching new dogs or people. Under thresholds. Meeting new people and dogs can be a really positive experience for many social dogs, but remember to always take any introduction slowly to ensure that the dog is comfortable. Here are a few examples of the body language of a dog who is calm and comfortable when she meets new people or dogs. Sniffing. A relaxed dog may actually ignore other people or dogs and prefer to sniff the ground. While it's fun to see a dog get excited, indifference is often preferred as it is a sign that the dog is not stressed. Wiggling. When a dog is under threshold, she will commonly display a wiggly, loose body. This can be especially adorable to watch as the dog wiggles her way around to be pet or meet another dog. Wagging tail. A wagging tail could mean that a dog is comfortable or excited when she is greeting a new person or dog. Keep an eye on how it is postured to better understand any changing emotions. Hip swipes. When dogs meet and want to instigate play, they may hip check each other. Over threshold. It's always important to take new introductions to people and dogs slowly to ensure the best possible outcome. While some dogs take to new friends quickly, others may be more hesitant. Here are some things to look out for when your dog is greeting another dog or person for the first time. Stiff ears, tail, and body. Just like in the previous scenario, a dog who is uncomfortable will be tense. It is important that you don't push an interaction if a dog appears this way. Stalking. Some dogs may get low to the ground and appear to be stalking another dog, almost like a cat does with a mouse. It is possible that the dog stalking may rush into the other dog's space if he is allowed to, and this can cause conflict. Body shake. While dogs may shake for a variety of reasons, including when they are wet after a bath, during a new interaction, this could indicate that they are stressed. Just like people are told to shake it off, dogs have a similar stress management reaction. Body tremors. Dogs who are nervous may visibly shake when they are scared. Ducked head. When a dog is unsure of a situation or uncomfortable, he may duck his head lower to the ground. This most commonly occurs when a new person reaches down to pet him. If the dog ducks his head, stop the interaction and give him space. A dog may also show whale eye when he is in this lowered position. Tail tucked. If a dog's tail is tucked, it may be accompanied with a few other body language cues to indicate stress or discomfort, such as a ducked head or body tremors. Panting. While panting can be a sign of being tired, when a dog is stressed, he may also pant. This is a mechanism used to calm the body and may also result in excessive drooling. Scenario 3. Existing with other dogs or people. Under threshold. Think of this scenario as your dog carrying out her daily routine as she interacts with the world around her. When a dog is merely existing in a home environment, her stress level should be relatively neutral. This includes relaxed body. A stress-free dog should model soft body language across her entire body. When assessing the dog's body language, be sure to consider each physical part of the dog, including the eyes, ears, mouth, tail, and fur. Soft ears and blinking eyes. A calm dog will keep her ears in a more neutral position and may softly blink her eyes. Thumping tail. A happy dog will likely be wagging her tail, which, if she's lying down, may make a thumping sound. You'll notice this happening especially when you walk over to pat her or when you say her name. Over thresholds. While the goal should be to provide your dog with a generally stress-free home environment, there are lots of factors that may contribute to stress even on a daily basis. Sometimes new family members join the family, and these situations can cause additional stress. It is especially important to monitor a dog's body language when a household structure changes, particularly when a baby is born or a new pet is brought home. Monitoring these daily interactions to ensure that everyone in the home is given space to separate when needed is crucial. If you see any of the following body language cues, consider removing the dog from the stressor. Soft growl. A growl is one of the most important vocal warning signs that a dog can give, and it should never be punished or corrected. If you remove the dog's growl warning, he may escalate immediately to a snap or a bite in the future. Whale eye. When a dog gives a side eye and you can see the whites of his eyes, this is what we commonly refer to as whale eye, and it means that he may be worried. The dog may also display other body cues to accompany the whale eye, including a ducked head or a low growl. Yawning. While a yawn may indicate that a dog is just tired, it could also be a sign of stress. For instance, a dog may repeatedly yawn when he is at a vet's office because he is uncomfortable. Licking lips. This reaction can also be instigated by stress, even though licking may have multiple meanings. Staring. A frozen or hard stare is another warning sign that is generally perceived as threatening and may be an invitation for conflict. Now that you've learned more about canine body language and its importance and how they communicate, remember to look at the entire dog, his eyes, mouth, ears, tail, and fur, when you're trying to decipher what he may be trying to tell you or another dog. Since we cannot verbally communicate with dogs, learning their language is crucial to building a trusting relationship, setting them up for success in any situation that they may encounter, and avoiding any unnecessary conflict.